Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot. I'm really excited to share this with you today. One of my newest decks just came in. This one was a pre-order on Kickstarter back in Aquarius season. I believe the first day that you were allowed to pre-order this was around February 1st. Here it is, the middle of Libra season, and we have it in our hands. It's none other than the Outsider Tarot from Bobby Abate. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. We've never actually talked in person, so Abate, whatever your name is. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. I'm bad about that. Anyway, here's the deck that he has crafted for many, many years, and I'm really excited to check it out. You'll be checking it out with me. As you can see, the plastic is still on it. I haven't even opened it yet, but I did take my scissors and snip a little piece on it so that I could pull the plastic off. So kind of looks like the plastic's on it because it's so shiny. We've got the really nice guidebook right here too. I'll go ahead and take that out of the packaging. One's really easy because it's just a little thing like that. And voila! We have the deck and the guidebook. Very, very nice looking book. Like, it's so shiny, it's catching the light and like holographic and stuff. I'll read you what the back says here. This book is the essential guide to the symbolism, meanings, and framework of the Outsider Tarot created by Bobby Abate. Reinterpreting every single card, the Outsider Tarot marries the esoteric systems with the colorful and revolutionary spirit of outsiders past and present. In addition to in-depth information and backgrounds on every aspect of the deck, this guidebook also includes a 2-page discussion for each card, instructions on how to do readings, a brief history of the tarot, and a selection of spreads designed specifically for the Outsider Tarot. So like the cards in this deck, they are like no others. They are weird, fantastic, just awesome, and that's why I fell in love with it, because I identify as a female. I'm 100% female. I have male tendencies inside, yes, so we all are just a little bit strange and weird, and that's what makes this deck so awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the deck. Probably have more plastic to take off because usually they're wrapped in cellophane too. Ah, no, we're not. And I'll take you through a look at all the cards. Before we get to the actual look at the cards though, I want to take a moment to look at this, like the inside of this box. There's cool designs in it as well. This is one of the most interesting boxes I've ever seen. Like I said, they're not the same names as the original suits. So you have a reference guide here if you need it, which, I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, you keep the deck in the box. So immediately you can just look at this if you need to. And lights replace the element of fire, so it replaces wands. And the bottles replace cups, or element of water replace cups. Eyes, element of air, replace swords, and roses, element of earth, replace coins. The elementals personify an element within a suit. Sparks personify fire. I keep wanting to say you heard me. Replace pages. Billows personify water and replace knights. Fathoms personify air and replace queens. And roots personify earth, replace kings. So you have a quick reference guide right there of all the different suits and the differences between this deck and like the Rider-Waite-Smith. Now we will take a look at the cards, and I'm seeing these for the first time, as you are. I have, I believe, the Billow of Wands somewhere. I was one of the people that got one of the first cards, but that's the only one I really know of. So we'll flip it over. And we start with the Root of Roses. So I'm looking at this deck backwards, as usually we see like the major arcana first, which, sneak peek, there it is, but we'll get to that. I'm going to start this way. So you got the Root of Roses, and then the Fathom of Roses. And remember, this is the Pentacles suit. So we have the King and Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles, the Spark of Pentacles, or Roses. I kind of like the name Roses more than I like Pentacles. 10, 9. The illustrations on these cards, sorry, cat hair, immediately. The illustrations on these cards are absolutely gorgeous. Like, you can tell Bobby put his heart and soul into this deck, and it really shows. And if you're watching this, sir, you are a fantastic artist. Like, I absolutely love the illustrations that you have on these cards. And they're much different than like the Rider-Waite stuff, Rider-Waite-Smith decks and decks like that. But you can definitely, with an intuitive mind, which, I mean, everybody really has it if they're willing to use it and work with it, you can really get some inspiration from this deck. And we have the Roots of Eyes. See, I've already forgotten what cards were what. Yeah. Eyes replace Swords right there. So we're on the Sword suit now, and we have the King of Swords, who looks very stern but very intelligent. The Queen, or Fathom of Eyes, and the Knight, or Billow. The Spark, or Page. That guy looks like an Oompa Loompa to me. I don't know if that was the inspiration, but Oompa Loompas are passionate about what they do, and they sing songs when they do it, so enthusiasm. I think that makes sense. The Ten of Eyes, or Swords. Well, this is the Sword suit, so it doesn't really make sense now, but they sang songs to get through the day and use their minds to be able to help the characters or the children that did bad things. And the Nine of Eyes. The 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And Ace. Let's see what's next. Is Bottles, and Bottles replaced Cups. So there's the King of Cups, and the Queen, or the Fathom of Bottles. Billow of Bottles is Britney Spears in a bottle, which that's really interesting coming out this time of year because all the news you see about her, she's finally like gaining control of her life. I don't pay attention to the news a lot, but like her father lost conservatorship or something like that, so she's free of that bottle. So that's kind of interesting. Page of Bottles, or Billow of Bottles, Page of Cups. Or that's... Okay, we have extra cards here. Got a little bit confused. Knight of Bottles, Knight of Cups would be this one. But we also have this one, which is also the Knight of Cups, or the Billow of Bottles. And we have the Spark of Bottles, or Page. And the 10. The 9. The 8. And the 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. If I'm correct in this thought, the 3 of Bottles, which is the 3 of Cups, like celebrating and partying with friends and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure that this woman on the left is Rachel Pollack, and she's giving a reading to a client. Now, I haven't looked in this book yet, but that's who that looks like. And again, you are a fantastic artist, Bobby. Like, I love this deck already. There's the 2 of Bottles, or the 2 of Cups. We have 2 different versions of that. We have the man and the woman in the relationship, and we have the man and the man in relationship. I really like that we've got these different choices in here because love comes in many different forms, and this deck allows you to see that. And there's the Ace of Bottles. And then I believe all we have left is the major arcana. So let's take a look at that. I'll switch the deck around and we're going to do this one Fool to World. So there is the Fool. And the Magician. The High Priestess is replaced with the Witch. And what's really interesting about this deck is you can tell the major arcana, there's no people in it. You imagine yourself as these characters. Like, you can don the witch hat, you can don the broom, and you can embrace your inner magic. That's how I feel I see this card. The Provider replaces the Empress. So, you know, the Empress is the mother archetype of the tarot. So she is the provider for her family. The Emperor is replaced by the Boss, who is the breadwinner of the family most times. Cleric would be the Hierophant. Runaways, it's Gemini, technically, yes. Lovers, Runaways is for lovers. A Ghost card replaces the Chariot. And Strength is Strength, and I really like this illustration of Strength because it's like facing your inner demons instead of like the Nine of Swords, where you like lay awake at night and you let your inner demons control you. The Strength tells you you're overcoming it, and you're just gaining strength because you're facing your fears and not letting your inner demons control you. Then we have the Hermit and the Wheel. Adjustment, which replaces Justice. Hanged, and since this is the deck with no people, or the major arcana with no people in it, Hanged is just the noose with bats around it. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. Stars replaces the Star. The Moon. The Sun. Assessment replaces Judgment. And the World. And then we have I guess they're not in order, and maybe I didn't hit the wand suit. We'll check that reference thing again. Yes, we still have one left. The Lights, which replaces the Wands. And that's right here. But since I did all the other ones backwards, I'm going to do this one backwards too. So we have the Root of Lights. And the Fathom of Lights. Very interesting here. The Queen, or the King, has replaced the King. King has been replaced by the Queen. And the Queen has replaced by the King. But those are just names of them. You can be the king even if you're a girl. And you can be a queen even if you're a guy. There are no rules. And that's what makes this deck so interesting, is it's embracing your inner outsider, embracing your inner weirdo, and just being yourself. The Billow of Lights, or the Knight of Wands. The Spark of Lights, the Page of Wands. The 10. The 9, the 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the Ace of Lights. That is a look at all the cards of the Outsider Tarot. It's a deck that I pre-ordered on Kickstarter months and months and months ago, and it's finally here. You don't have to wait that long at all. You can go to outsider.com. I will leave a link in the description so you can order this deck for yourself if it really calls to you. Get the guidebook as well if you want it. We'll just flip to a random page and I'll read you a little bit from the guidebook. I flipped to the Root of Lights, King of Wands, so I'll read you that because, well, just a part of it, because there's a lot there, and I don't want to keep you for too long. But just give you an idea of what that character is, because you can tell it's somebody important, and I just can't think of them right now, but it'll be written here, I'm sure. I stand before you today as a candidate for the Democratic nomination for the presidency of the United States of America. I am not the candidate of Black America, although I am black and proud. I am not the candidate of the women's movement of this country, although I am a woman and I'm equally proud of that. I am not the candidate of any political policies or faucets, or a special interest. I stand here now without endorsements from many big-name politicians and celebrities or any other kind of prop. I do not intend to offer you the tired cliches that have too long been an accepted part of our political life. I am the candidate of the people of America. It says that this is actually Shirley Chisholm. Again, I'm not great at pronunciations. Presidential announcement, 1972, first black congresswoman. I wish she would be able to run today, because we could definitely use someone that sounds like her, like being that inspirational in our presidency today. But I'm not here to talk politics, so we're not going to. But this book, like I said, is very, very descriptive. It has descriptions of every single card, so it can help you along this journey of embracing your inner outsider, your inner weirdo, and let that freak flag fly. Because if you know me, and you've seen my post before, the Three of Lights, or the Three of Wands, is my favorite card. That's the card of embracing your inner weirdo, letting your freak flag fly, and not letting anybody tell you any differently. Just being yourself. So there you have a tightrope walker. He's balancing all of his flashlights. So whatever makes your inner fire burn, whatever you're just passionate about, believe in yourself, go after it. And that's what being yourself and being an outsider to me is all about. So that's a little look at the Outsider Tarot. Like I said, I'll leave a description, or I'll leave a link in the description. You can order it for yourself. And definitely such an interesting deck, and I'm really excited to start working with this one. All of my decks, anyone that you see, you are more than welcome to order a reading from me, and I'll be happy to use that deck. With this deck especially, I'll be sharing the descriptions of the guidebook with you too, so you really get the full, I don't know the right word, appreciation for this deck. So, as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.